Hey, Aries, intuitive soul coach here with your September 2023 love and family reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, Aries, a lot of messages coming through for you in the month of September regarding heart-to-heart connections, matters of the heart. This could be family, blood, relationships with mothers, fathers, children, parents, coworkers, any connection that you have made with another human being or another soul, whether this is your higher self, whether this is the energy that you're feeling around you. We'll take a look at it all. So what I'm getting here is there has been some back and forth, and I'm getting that there's finally going to be decisions made. There is an ending, which we see here coming in. So it clarifies what I'm feeling intuitively, that there's going to be some changes in matters of the heart because you don't want to keep going back and forth. And I am getting that there may have been, some squirrels, some squabbles, some tension, or you've been feeling like this is a long road ahead or a long journey that you've been walking in the boots, because this is showing up here, Aries, in your past position. So some of you may have been single for quite some time. For others of you, you've been doing the same thing and it's been difficult. It's been challenging is what I'm getting here for you in matters of the heart. That's about to take a turn. A big detour is coming in here for you, but it's happening because you are manifesting this. So it wouldn't be surprising to me to see the Magician showing up, possibly even the Wheel of Fortune, maybe even a Tower, because there's something here that you're tired. You're tired with this journey here. Now, some of you could even have military in your area, in your family, in your energy. This could be you. It could be a spouse. It could be a child. It could be even a grandfather or great grandfather here. But you've been on this path and something is coming to an end here where you're either retiring, someone is coming home that you haven't seen in quite some time. For others of you, I just feel that there's been a lot of anxiety, a lot of tension between you and possibly more than one person when it comes to matters of the heart, relations, connections, family, or friends. Something here is shifting on a big level. And I'm seeing here the leaves card in this deck. There's a card with, there it is here. Something is shifting here for you. And it may have felt like it's been gradually shifting over the years. I mean, we're all changing. But when this ending comes in here, it's not going to take you by surprise, because just like the seasons show up, there is a powerful energy of letting go. The leaves need to shed from the trees. Otherwise, the tree would die, because the leaves need to carry that water to the roots. And when it's cold or when the weather changes, it no longer can do that, which is why the leaves fall. I just watched an incredible podcast by Mel Robbins, and she has a really, really great insight into how to let go. So for those of you that are struggling with letting go of a situation, you may want to check that out. All right, so in the present moment, you have the keys showing up here. This is about important choices, important decisions, and I feel like the keys you hold here. Now, it's interesting to note that there's more than one key. So you have here a few different options, and this could also be other people around you. It could be a group of people. Some of you may have had a falling out with a friend group. For others of you, this could be a physical symbology for handing back the keys to maybe a home. Okay, it could be getting your locks changed. For others of you, you could even be moving into a home, and maybe you're duplicating the keys here. I also sense that there could be someone that moved around a hidden house key. So perhaps you've had it in one of the typical spots, but recently you may have moved it. And I'm also getting some of you have upgraded your security system. Maybe you now have cameras in the home or around your home as well, because I'm getting here an upgrade, but that could also be symbolic for matters of the heart. You're upgrading. So for those of you that have felt a little bit stuck in a relationship that was just running in circles, I do feel here that you have a new opportunity coming in to choose a different direction, to choose another door, whatever that may be for you. There's a little bit of anxiety or fear around what's behind that door, but I feel it's important for you to trust. And a lot of you know that what's behind door number 1, 2, or 3 is going to be better than maybe that journey you were walking, because you just want to go through a door. You just want some sort of change. You're not quite sure what that looks like or what it consists of on the other side, but you've been walking the walk for quite some time here. Now it's time to not just, walk the walk, talk the talk, but stay consistent within your decisions here. Because I always get that song, one of those days, those boots are going to walk all over you, whenever I get the boots card here. And I do feel there could be a karmic tie, karmic relationship, or a person who may be coming back from the past. It doesn't have to be a lover, but it could be a relationship where you've severed ties many, many years ago. And maybe you hear from this person, they reach out of the blue. Maybe you have a dream about them. It doesn't mean you have to come together in the physical, but I am getting that some of you may be even dreaming, even if you're with someone, you could be dreaming about someone that you've had a connection with in the past, or maybe it's a friend that you've had a falling out with. So in the near future here, Aries, you do have some endings showing up for you. Now, the Call of Skull can look a little bit daunting. It can be an abrupt ending. It could be something that happens suddenly for you. But because I was getting that leaf card with the gradual shift, I do feel that it could be an ending to an old cycle, an old way of doing things, an old karmic relationship that no longer serves you. So whatever this is, it's actually going to lead to bigger and better. It could be people that you work with. It could be employees. It could be anything that connects you to another individual. So let's dive into your reading here and take a look at the overall energy. What's the heart of the matter for Aries in the month of September? So again, major arcana, we could see the Judgment, we could see the Magician, Tower, the Death card as well, possibly even the Hanged Man. What do we have here? Okay, there's the 5 of Cups. So this is healing loss, healing a situation. So some of you, you've already gone through this loss. Okay, for others of you, you may know that it's coming, but you may be trying to avoid it or divert yourself from it, but it could be inevitable. Okay, some of you, it could be a disease or an illness within the family, and you may be taking care of a loved one as well. So I certainly sense that some of you have already been through a journey with someone who may have been struggling with a terminal illness here. And this could be the month that you're making some big changes when it comes to maybe power of attorney, when it comes to a will, something of that nature as well. Let's see what else is showing up here. We're going to pull all the cards from the Celtic Cross, and then we're going to look at them all except the final outcome. We will wait until the end to do that. Let's see here. What else do we have coming in for Aries? Some of you are very, very tired. You're tired of the BS. You're tired of being lonely. You're tired of having to make decisions for yourself. You may even want someone to be able to come in and make a decision for you. For those of you that have been single for quite some time. I also sense that, oh, okay, we have a final outcome coming out here, but I'll share it with you here at the end. Now, I feel for a lot of you, there's that 7 of Swords. Okay, so it's about getting honest. If I didn't say that in the beginning here, which I feel like we did talk about, but it's getting honest with yourself. Some of you, you could hear some sort of news, or you have already heard something that's been challenging, difficult, some sort of betrayal, possibly within the family. Yeah, there's a lot of tension here that's been in the past, okay, all the way up until this point. But I feel like these changes or this ending, it's almost a little bit of weight off your shoulders, even though it may have felt difficult. Yeah, because, whew, all right, let's look. Let's dive in. Now, your overall energy here, Aries, is the 5 of Cups. You're healing some sort of loss, okay? You're healing some sort of possibly regret. This can be disappointment, a little bit of bitterness here with the 5 of Cups. But I feel like you've given yourself that time to grieve. And if you haven't, that's very important to do. We need to grieve situations that we've lost, whether it's a divorce, even if it was you that pulled the trigger, right? It's important for us to heal instead of waiting for a major event such as a death to grieve. We must grieve in the best way possible, whether it's moving to a new home. We grieve the loss of a home that we've been in for quite some time, whether it is a child moving out of the house, whether it is again, a divorce or a friendship of 20 years that's ended. Whatever this is for you, it's important to take a little bit of time to, yes, cherish those memories, but to also know that everything happens for a reason. And I know that's difficult when you're going through it, but know that there is a higher divine plan here for you. And the Five of Cups here, I feel like you're working on healing this. You're working on moving towards decisions that are going to help you not just now, but in the long run. And you're realizing here, Aries, that even if it hurts for the time being, that hurt isn't going to last forever. Because when you've looked back on your life, you've gone through situations that have been challenging, that have been daunting, that have hurt you, that where you felt neglected or abandoned. But with time, that pain lessens and lessens. So I do feel like a lot of you are healing something that's been a long journey or difficult to maybe heal or overcome. Now you do have the Seven of Swords as your challenge. The Seven of Swords as your challenge can be about self-deception, but what I'm getting here is this is someone else that may have deceived you. There could have been hidden deceit, something that happened with someone that was close to you that caused a lot of arguments, because below you here, you do have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords can be about wanting to compromise the situation here, or someone compromised the relationship is what I just heard. They may have compromised it by not telling the truth. Now, the Seven of Swords can certainly be the card of backstabbing, saying things behind your back, keeping things hidden. It can be the card of infidelity, cheating, trying to get away with things. It can be crossing boundaries, crossing lines that they should have never been crossed in the first place. And some of you lost respect for this person, or you've just really put up a wall. And when it comes to trusting, some of you have a difficult time trusting, or you may be questioning, will I ever be able to trust this situation or this person or anyone else for that matter, because you've been possibly betrayed or hurt so much in the past here. But the Seven of Swords, it's showing up here because it's time for you to let your guard down here so you can fully heal. Open up to trustful people. And I know we just talked about trust, so that could be a little difficult. So this can be professional help, whether it's a soul coach, a healer, a mentor, a therapist, a trusted friend or a relative, someone, I'm getting here. There could have been family involved as well. So whether this was a family member had went to another family member and you felt secluded, or you felt left out of a situation, you weren't invited. There could have been betrayal amongst maybe cousins, sisters, something of that nature as well when it comes to someone that you are close to. The Seven of Swords showing up here. This is about self-preservation. You don't want to get hurt. And when we don't want to get hurt, because we sometimes were dishonest with our own selves by keeping up that wall for many, many years. And for some of you, you have done that, because this Seven of Swords, it could be something that happened to you 40 years ago, Aries. And some of you are saying, well, Melissa, how is that even relevant, right? Well, subconsciously, we can carry hurt for years, for days, months, years, lifetimes, because we don't really know how to grieve and process and move forward. But you've been doing it one day at a time here with the boots. Some of you have lost someone due to alcoholism or due to an alcohol-related accident is what I am getting here. Or it could be some sort of mind-altering substance, whether it was alcohol, whether it was pills, anything of that nature. I'm getting that strongly here, and goosebumps. A lot of emotion around this as well, but you're getting honest. If you are in a relationship possibly that's toxic, or you've been questioning because you may be on two different paths, you're making a decision this month here, okay? Now, what's below you is a lot of tension. Five of Swords. Someone around you was a bull. And what I mean by that is willing to ran through, destroy things. You've seen the bulls, right? That you hold up the red flag and they just charge ruthlessly towards it and they don't care what's in their way and it gets destroyed. You've seen the bulls in the crowds, right? Or as the saying goes, a bull in a china shop where everything, excuse me, where everything is destroyed, everything is broken, and you just, the aftermath is, it's impacting, right? The aftermath is so intense that it takes a long time to recover. And that's what I feel here for you with the Five of Swords. The good news is this is a lot of past energy. I feel like a lot of you are coming up to this point in your life where you're making a strong, solid, conscious, now there's the key word there, get it? Key word, conscious decision, which means this is something you are aware of and you are making, not subconsciously. This is something that you've been thinking about for quite some time. We have some deep emotion showing up right away with the cups. Now we have air energy, swords. We have swords. Now in the recent past, you have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, Four of Wands is about feeling alone, watching everybody else's happy families at times. Maybe plans didn't work out as you thought, okay, because sometimes we can even be in a relationship or we can be with our family and still feel like a bystander, still feel like we are watching everyone else and we're wondering, do I belong to this family or are these my people? So a lot of you have been doing the introspection, the soul searching, and you've been saying, are these people the right fit for me, right? Whether it's a business, whether it's your career, whether it's in matters of the heart, your family, you are looking around and you're saying, am I where I'm supposed to be, or do I need to make some decisions in my life because I don't feel like I belong or I don't feel like I'm safe and secure? When the Four of Wands shows up, some of you, yes, you had plans to maybe marry someone and be with them, or you had plans to travel or buy a home or to move in together, and I feel like something didn't quite turn out the way that you wanted. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's not coming though, because Four of Wands, I feel good about this energy, but something didn't happen the way that you thought, and there may be a little bit of hesitancy or a little bit of fear that you won't be able to find the right people, the right person, the right family, but I feel like you will. Okay, I feel like you will, because what we have above you here is the Knight of Cups. Now, yes, the Knight of Cups is showing up in the lower vibration, but I feel like you're doing your best at this time. And once you make some decisions consciously, you're going to raise the vibrations here where you're going to have flowing attraction, where there will be the right people, the right place, the right energy coming towards you instead of there being some sort of interrupted appeal, some sort of argument or conflict, or that bull energy where someone is very headstrong about a situation. They may be finally coming to their senses here, or this could be you, Aries, coming to your senses. Yes, there could have been the perfect person or the perfect opportunity in the past, and it just didn't turn out the way that you thought. That's okay, but let's not attach ourselves to that energy. Someone may have lied to you, betrayed you, told you they were someone that they were not, and you are blaming possibly yourself. Some of you, Aries, may be blaming yourself for continuing to either attract the same type of people, to go back and forth with this person, okay? But the Knight of Cups showing up here is I feel like you're making, again, decisions for there to be loving attraction, loving energies, not as much conflict, right? There's always going to be some sort of different opposing views, but in the past here, this was complete opposites. And I know what they say about opposites attract, but in this case, I feel like it completely did not. It was like a magnet that is not an attractor. It repels, right? And it's like no matter how much you tried to get together here, that magnet just pushes you in the opposite direction here. So the Knight of Cups is you're making a decision to find more peace, right? To find more peace, to find love, to open your heart up, to take off maybe this mask, detach yourself from whatever didn't work out in the past. And this Knight of Cups shows up and he can be emotional at times. It's important to make decisions from the heart, but make it from a space of where you're not in that pain, okay? When you are not feeling so emotional that you're making it under emotional stress or anxiety, okay? Because I absolutely see that there's going to be some choices. Now, your dedication has been tested, right? Aries, you've been tested. Your strength, your willpower has been tested. You have the perseverance and the willpower to move forward, but you may feel a little bit stuck, okay? You may feel a little bit stuck here because there was a situation that, again, you see it here. Someone betrayed you. Now, you can either come out of this. As I always say, the comeback is stronger than the setback, so you can come out of this, but don't be in too much of a hurry to flee from a situation without fully healing. Okay, for those of you that are feeling the effects of something that had been difficult for you, it's important to not just jump to the next. Okay, if this is a marriage, or if this is a job or a family member, they're giving me here assumptions. Okay, it's important to not assume. Ask questions along the way. Heal. Talk to a person. Ask them, even if they've betrayed you, and even if you're not quite sure if they're telling you the truth about a situation, try to not jump to assumptions, because that's going to steer the car in circles, or it's going to steer it in a completely different path than you want to go. Now, I do like the Chariot here, because I feel like you're heading towards sunnier days. You can see that, yes, there's a little bit of storm. Yes, there's a little bit of sun, but I feel like there's two choices, and you can see that here showing up, two paths that you've had to come out of. There could even be, again, I get these very big choices. The Chariot is a powerful major arcana, and this is Cancerian energy. It could have been even around June, end of June into maybe the end of July, that there was some changes that happened. This could be where you are making some changes now that are going to completely alter the course of your life between now and the next year. So possibly by next July 2024, your life is going to look different, and this is all going to be in the dust, because wasn't that what came in the very beginning of your reading? I feel like the dust is settling here. Even though we have some endings, you've been on this long journey for quite some time. Now, this is really intense here, Aries. Let's see how you're feeling. You're recognizing an opportunity ahead of you. Page of Coins is opportunities manifesting with readiness here. So this is about you even receiving some messages. There could be news. There could be incoming communication around an opportunity in the physical world. So whether you are looking for love, I feel like you're ready. Some of you are even packing your bags and heading someplace new. You could be traveling. You may need a little bit of a time out. Okay, for others of you, your child may be going off to college. Maybe some of you were even stressed out. This energy could be that you've lived with a child for quite some time. It's been a long journey. Maybe you've been with this child for 18 years, for 24 years, or 27 years. They've been living in the home, and you may be finding out that this person has been, or this child, I should say, hasn't been keeping up on their end of the bargain. And there's been a lot of conflict in the home, okay? But you love them, so you don't want to completely cut them off here. But I feel like someone could have borrowed a car, and they may have even wrecked a car or been reckless with a car as well. This could be a young adult, or again, someone with a driver's license. For others of you, there could be some fears around someone starting to drive as well. Okay, for others of you, I'm getting that someone could be a little bit older that is starting to drive or get their license for the first time. I'm also hearing the name McCarthy. Okay, McCarthy or McCartney. Please take it as it resonates. It could be a last name. It could be a street. It could be a place, McCartney or McCarthy. But you're recognizing an opportunity, and I feel like you're setting some new goals, or someone around you is setting some goals for themselves. But overall, whether it's you, whether it's this person, I feel like it's a combination of both. It's important here to take flight, and it's important to manifest those dreams into reality. So taking those dreams out of the ether and saying, okay, I'm doing this. Instead of just talking the talk, right? I'm walking the walk. And I feel that's what you're doing, and that's what someone around you needs to do as well. King of Wands, Aries, this is you. This is in your environment. You're stepping into your power. You're setting a healthy boundary for yourself. And that boundary is ending something that no longer serves you. Whether, again, it could be the way that someone talks to you. You're putting your foot down and saying, no more. I'm not going to be treated with this type of disrespect. For others of you, I feel like you're putting on your superhero cape. I really love the King of Wands illustrated in this card because you can see that he has this cape on. Now, when the King of Wands shows up in the upright position, he takes charge of his destiny. This is you being an active, passionate, goal-oriented, driven man or woman that you are. And I feel like you're ready for this next adventure. And this next adventure, you want to be a little bit spontaneous. Spirit is saying it's okay to be spontaneous, but make sure that you're not making those decisions based on some emotions that haven't settled. Let the dust settle before you make some decisions here, and then the sky's the limit. And then when you have that clear consciousness, you have that energy here of I know what I want to do, and it's coming from a place of body, mind, soul, and my higher power. You're being guided here. Don't let any distractions come in and alter your path forward, because they have in the past. Now, hopes and fears, to be able to set healthy boundaries and to have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, the truth is showing up here. The truth shall set you free is what I'm hearing. So there is something around the truth of a situation, the truth around who you are, who you stand for, the type of relationships that you want to engage in, right? The Queen of Swords, she is honest, right? She carries that sword and she will cut through the BS. So she's someone that you can't lie to. She's going to see it. She's going to feel it. She's going to know it. Now, this is about you thinking strategically, because in the past here, you were letting your emotions think for you or get the best of you based on something challenging. And sometimes when we are letting those emotions such as shame, jealousy, fear, envy, hate, greed, anything of that nature, lower vibrational emotions, sometimes we make rash decisions. You're not doing that anymore. You're thinking strategically, okay? And you are knowing that everything happens for a reason, and you're knowing that something has happened here because it's been in your highest, or it's for your highest good. It's happening for you, not to you. And it's actually happening for your benefit here. The fear is, what if you think with your emotions and you regret, right? I don't think you're gonna. But we do have the Four of Cups showing up here. Now, Four of Cups showing up is more of that emotional balance. So it may feel like you're taking a little bit of a step back because you start with the Five of Cups, but the Four of Cups is about reaching out, because some of you may need to back it up a little bit. I mean, we're going through a ton of retrogrades right now. I think there must be 4 to 7 active retrogrades. We're about to hit Mercury retrograde. So it's important to go through all of the REs during retrograde, as I say, reevaluate, reassess, reprogram, reiterate, all of those REs that you may need to just back it up for a moment and say, okay, what emotions can I work through at this time? Where do I need to get my headspace? What can I do to make a clear, higher self choice that is in my highest good? And that's what you're doing here, because fours do represent structure, planning, and stability. And this has to do with your heart, with your emotions here. So instead of letting yourself waste time and energy on someone who may be a little bit arrogant, someone who may have deceived you, someone who may have betrayed you, or someone that maybe even has some regrets, instead of comparing here apples to oranges, say, you know, there's this fruit on the tree. Even if it's high reaching, I'm going to go for it because it's a lot sweeter than that rotten apple that has dropped. Okay. And so Four of Cups here, we're just going to pull one more card to clarify this Four of Cups. Let's see here. What are we going to use? We're going to use the Good Tarot here. And we're just going to clarify this final outcome, because I feel like you are making choices that are going to help you bring in more stability and focus on the things that matter to your heart. Yeah, Emperor energy. Wow, Aries, there you are. This is all about you. Standing up for you. This is about your beliefs, your heart. Some of you have bent over backwards at times to help other people out, to not see it in return, right? Or you've let people walk all over you. And Aries, typically you're pretty good about that. You know when someone is taking advantage, but I feel like there was some underhanded, sneaky, shady stuff happening here, and maybe you weren't aware of it because, again, it was sneaky, or maybe you were distracted, because I'm getting that distraction energy. Emperor, this is you. So this is your final outcome wrapped in this Four of Cups. There's nothing here that you cannot overcome. Now, last but not least here, I am getting some of you, this is the personal relationship that you have with yourself. Some of you felt a little bit depleted. Okay, you may have been focusing on what you could not control with the Chariot showing up here, but I feel like you have more clarity. When this Emperor comes in, this is about authority, structure, stability, power. This could even be healing from maybe a father. It could be healing from a boss who has really hurt you. It could be healing from someone who calls the shots as well. But you can see here, and this is interesting, I don't know if I've ever noticed it on this card before, but you can see here, not only is it represented in the lion, so there could have been a lot of energy around that Lionsgate portal, or even in August. It may have been a very powerful time. Now, I put these readings out a little bit earlier for your convenience, but there could be some decisions even that you make in August, because if you're watching this now, the long journey could be your recent past. August could be some decisions that you make. And in September, there could be some endings. So please take it as it resonates. If you're watching this in September, it could be that you're already going through this. Now, Emperor is you standing strong, standing tall. But look at that. What I didn't notice before is there is a steel hand that is covering the sword here. He has a good, firm hold on his sword, and I feel that he's very courageous, very powerful, and this is about you making a decision that you're going to stick with long term, and you're going to be better off for it. So very powerful energy coming in here. Now let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle, and I will read the relationship message and possibly even the protection message for you, Aries. Now, very intense reading. So the good that's coming out of this is whatever long journey that you have been on, something is shifting here for you, because we do have the Chariot. So I feel like there is forward movement, even though, yeah, there's forward movement. Even though there has been difficulties and conflict, you have the mending card showing up here for you. So some of you, self-development, self-healing, you may be healing or mending the relationship that you've had maybe with someone else, even if they've crossed over. Okay, there could be healing from a situation that has been difficult for you. Some of you may be 52 years old, or you are dealing with, well, there's 7 energy, 5 and 2 equals 7, and you have that Chariot showing up. Some of you could be a life path 7, or in a 7 personal year. I know 2023 is a global 7. Now let's see here. 52 is all about forgiveness, making amends, and healing after arguments. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things that we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. There you are, letting go of the old hurts. There's that ending. You showing up in the final outcome, that is all about you reclaiming your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. That, wow, very powerful energy here for you, Aries. Now, you have come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you want to move forward. And you did have the Chariot showing up in reverse here. And I feel that there is some sort of forgiveness here because of someone who's hurt you. Now, some of you are saying, Melissa, I will never be able to forgive. I've heard that. I've heard that a lot. And that may feel true to you because you may be on the beginning steps of your healing journey. This may have recently happened. Maybe you're well into it, but it's a process. Allow yourself to have that time to heal, okay? Because sometimes it's more difficult to move forward when we're carrying that pain. It says separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. There's the challenge, okay, is getting honest with yourself, getting honest with each other, okay, in order to move forward, because everyone does make mistakes, right? And sometimes it's you, sometimes it's the other person, sometimes it's both of you. Now, I do feel like you made a choice, or someone made a choice that may have sparked their interest in the moment, but ultimately it led to failure, it led to loss. And it's time for that person to forgive themselves, you to forgive them, you to forgive yourselves, okay? It's important not to put blame, because we do get to start again, wiser and more mature, because the journey here, which we have, the journey to true love, to true abundance, can be bumpy. We must make amends, Aries, to everyone that has hurt us along the way, especially ourselves. Forgive those who may have taken advantage. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of love that truly fulfills us, because nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from that perspective. And heartbreak. For those of you that are going through some sort of a heartbreak, which I don't see the Three of Swords here, okay, which is good, because I feel like the heartbreak may have already happened. Okay, it may have already happened for you, but heartbreak is a strange healer of the souls. Our grief strips away our masks, right? That grief strips away the mask, and it loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of the larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, to empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is a part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source, a way back to yourself, a way back to the universe, to God, Mother God, Father God, whatever you tune into, right? Can you come back to that energy? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You'll never be left behind, Aries, because you are so loved now more than ever by Spirit. One day you will look back and know this as your truth. Powerful reading, powerful energy. I'm sending a lot of love, a lot of hugs out to you. Know that whatever decisions you are making in the near future or in the moment are in your highest good. You're not alone. I do feel like you're being divinely guided here to put an end to a situation, a pattern, a habit, a relationship that hurt as well, through forgiveness. Through forgiveness and through mending and through healing, whether again that's separate or together, that's completely up to you. But you must here focus on getting honest with yourself. That is what I have for you, Aries. Intense reading. I hope it resonates. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment. Hit that subscribe and bell button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here today, Aries. Lots of love.